welcome back to A Glow in the Dark. I'm Kaci. Today we'll continue our theme of self-love. Karissa did an awesome video last week talking about the 5 love languages and how we can relate. If we know what our love language is, we can relate it to how we love ourselves and how we communicate with ourselves. So if you haven't checked that out, go look at it. It's awesome. I will put a link to it in the description box. Today I'm going to be discussing my journey with self-love. I have a previous video about anxiety and how I really lost myself when I was having panic attacks every day. And so I'm in the very beginning stages of realizing and reevaluating where I am with my relationship with myself, and I have a tool that I've been using to start this process, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So just in the beginning here, I have a friend that I've known for about a year. Sorry, before I get too far into it, if you hear some noises, I do have my puppy with me, wanted to mention. And if you haven't seen her, I posted some pictures on Instagram at Kurowski Sisters. You can go check her out. She's a tiny female lab puppy. She's very cute. So, and she's pretty rambunctious right now. So anyways, back to the video. So I have a friend that we've been, let's see, we've known each other for about a year now. And sometimes I have been getting insecure with our friendship, just how it's going. You know, sometimes I'm with her and I feel like our relationship is really, you know, getting deep and we're really getting to know each other. And then other times I feel a little bit insecure, like, well, maybe, you know, we're not as compatible, or she doesn't like me as much as I thought, you know, she did. And so I really had to step back and analyze why I'm having these feelings. So it takes me a long time to develop relationships, and I definitely have to keep that in mind, that I don't have that many. I have, you know, 2 very best friends, but I have known them since we were little, and it took years and years and years to feel like, you know, they're just like my sisters basically. So it takes a long time for me to build that deep trust and that deep connection. And so after, you know, this year that we've known each other, we're starting to have deeper connections, but then sometimes we don't, because maybe, you know, we're just like, we just want to talk about light stuff. And or sometimes, you know, my friend, she doesn't want to talk about certain things, which is totally fine. I do that all the time too. Where I realized that I was having an issue is that when she was having those days, I would take it really personally, and I would think that, oh, she doesn't want to open up to me because she doesn't like me, and like just all this chatter in my head. So I really had to analyze and figure out for myself that this was not anything related to our relationship. It wasn't, you know, anything about me. It was just, you know, the way she was feeling that day, and I was putting it on myself because I am insecure about it. And when I looked deeper at it, I realized that I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like I wasn't worthy of our friendship. So it was a big wake-up call that I realized I have a lot of work to do with my self-confidence, my insecurities, and ultimately developing self-love. So what I've decided on doing is, when I was starting to think about building relationships with people, I decided I need to do that with myself, right? I mean, whenever we start building relationships, I feel like we're almost, you know, kinder, at least we're like more, I don't know, we're a little bit more gentle with people. I feel like in the beginning of relationships, I certainly don't interact or talk to my husband now like I did when we were dating. not that I'm any more mean, it's just there's different conversations, there's different ways of communicating, until you really start getting to know each other, right? And I mean, everybody, is different with how they build relationships, but I feel like in general, humans are social creatures. We thrive on connection. So we will tend to really work on those relationships and building those and communication in the beginning a lot more than later on. And hopefully we can continue later on, but it is different in the beginning. So I decided that I'm going to approach my self-love as I'm building a new relationship with myself. And so obviously, it's not a completely new relationship. It's more like, maybe if you're trying to rebuild a relationship with somebody that you lost trust with or lost touch with for a while, it's there's gonna be, just differences with that too, but it takes a lot of patience as well to continue to build that trust. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to talk to myself like I would if I was in a relationship. And so what I do is I get a journal out. You could certainly talk to yourself if you prefer that. A journal kind of helps, so I don't feel like, I don't know, it just helps writing it down. So, and the key is to feel like I'm having a conversation with myself, but then also not immediately putting on that self-talk, I'll just jump into the example. So, I pick something that I'm getting a little frustrated with myself about, and for this example, when I get really stressed, I tend to binge watch TV, and I feel really guilty about it. It takes away a lot of my time with my family and just just chores around the house and keeping up with things. But I do it because I get overwhelmed. It's a good distraction, but it definitely takes away my time, and it takes me away from the present moment. And so I feel like I need something to do for my self-care, but then I feel guilty because it's taking away of other things. So with my exercise, I'll just walk you through kind of what I would say to myself. So I would first write, I've noticed you've been spending a lot of time watching TV. I'm wondering if everything is okay. So then I'd write back to myself, well, I know I've been watching a lot of TV, I've been really stressed, and I use it as a distraction. But then write back to myself, I hear you that you need some, a stress, something to relieve your stress. Is there another activity that we could do together that would also relieve your stress? And then I would come up with, an alternative. Well, I could try going for a walk. Then myself would write back, great, let's plan on taking a walk together after dinner tonight. So then it's something very specific, it's happening tonight, and so I'm acting upon it quickly, I'm addressing it quickly. But notice that the talk is not negative at all. It's not saying that, why didn't you do this? You're watching too much TV, you're not a good wife, you're not a good mother right now, you need to do better. And so it's taking away all of that. It's being a team member with myself, acknowledging the issue that, is causing me some dissonance inside, and then making a plan and putting then action to it without the negative self-talk. Because like I said, I'm really trying to get out of the habit of this negative self-talk. All month we've been talking about how important it is to talk to yourself kindly. The way you talk to yourself matters. And so I've been really incorporating this into my daily life. So I hope that that helps. I'd love to hear from you guys to see if you would like to try it, or if you have other activities or steps that you've taken to, start this process of self-love within yourself. It's such an important thing, guys. So I would just love to hear from you how you guys are doing. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for continuing to support me and my sister, and just all these experiences that we share with you guys. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.